So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, okay? And my stories are always long, but they are detailed and they are factual and truthful, and they're magical. So I'm going to tell you a story.
Been beat down, but I don't stay low. Got mud on my jeans, still ready to go. Every scar's a story that I survived. I've been through hell, but I'm still alive. They said slow down, boy, don't go too fast. But I ain't never been one to live in the past. I keep moving forward, never looking back, with a worn out hat and a 6-string strap. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down, I was born to rise. So kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
I wrote a book. It's called Raised by Spirit, Bloodline by Design. It's available on YouTube and Spotify. And it's my whole life up till 2021. And this particular story, we're going to pick up where that book kind of leaves off in 21. But I'm going to go back just a smidge. Okay? Just a smidge. So around 2018, everybody knows I'm an ancestral medium locally here. We have a whole apothecary shop. I run weekly meditations. Cool. Like, it's my life.
This is the first time I've ever had a microphone and I have this computer here. You guys are here because you bought the special tickets, and apparently that's what everybody wanted, was the special tickets. So, you know, it's going to be fun. So, like, by a round of applause, how many of you have I already read before?
And if you've listened to Raised by Spirit, you'll get a little bit more context to this, but it's not necessary. I get introduced to the lion head goddess in Egyptian mythology known as Sekhmet. I mean, she's a whole being. She is a whole being in and of herself, but most people know her that way. And that is how she introduced herself to me. So in 2018, I start this journey of a relationship with Sekhmet. And then a little while after this, okay, I get introduced to, I call him Enoch, but I didn't call him Enoch in the beginning. I didn't even know who Enoch was before he came through. I didn't know who Sekhmet was either before she came through. But when I was putting 2 and 2s together, I was like, oh, it's Metatron. Metatron is coming through with Sekhmet. It sounds wild, okay? But like, welcome to my life. In 21, a lot of things happened. But one of the things that happened was that my mom transitioned. So 4 months after my mom transitions, she comes through. And I was putting together channeled messages from Sekhmet, and my mom comes through and says, you're going to rewrite the Bible. And I was probably more taken back than all of you when she said that to me. Like, I had a very human response, a very childish response, because I'm like, well, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that. I ain't never read the book. The fuck are you talking about, bitch? What are you talking about? And so I had that reaction, and I went on about my merry little way, because that didn't make sense to me at all. And then some really, really interesting things started to happen after that. Sporadically, if you will, it wasn't like consuming, but I started to have all of these like biblical dreams, y'all. Like David and Goliath. And here's how much I'm not and don't absorb what's common for most people to know. Like the one dream that was related to like David and Goliath and all of that. I woke up and I'm like, who the fuck is Goliath? I've heard this before. So again, like no pre-existing. And there were other dreams about Bathsheba and David, and one that was like with Moses in the King's Highway in Egypt. All these things, okay, that I was like, what is going on here? So by the time we get to the summer of 22, I'm doing well for myself as an ancestral medium. You know, I have a large following on all the social medias, you know. Well, I mean, it was a large following to me, you know. And everything's fine. Everything's fine until it's not fucking fine. It was like I woke up one day and everything that was beyond my control decided to turn into chaos. And I tried to hold the reins and it just didn't work. And really what it was, it's like what I call it now is like an egoic death. That's what I call it now. And it's very painful. And you may not think you are going to survive it. But I do call it that. A psychologist would probably call it like, you know, a midlife crisis or an identity crisis or some shit. But that's not what this was. This was a death. Just because I was happy where I was doesn't mean that that's where I was meant to stay. Most High had bigger plans for me, and I didn't know. And so I thought my whole life was just crumbling, fetal position. But like when I mean I died, I talk about my old socials and stuff. Like I deleted everything. I was gone. I erased myself from the internet. And I live in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, people were like, where the fuck, what happened to her, bitch? When harmony and balance is restored, the karma no longer exists. Cool. Like I totally got that. What I didn't realize was that aspect of the self no longer exists. It felt like Groundhog's Day. And I was like, I have to do something. I know what my talents are. This is my talent. This is what I have to offer the fucking world. And I don't say it that way to like diminish it, but like this is what I'm good at. And it's what makes me happy and it helps other people. So I can't just sit here and, you know, die in the corner. I have to do something. And if this is the only thing that makes me happy, let me try it again. But this time, instead of like being the person that like gives everybody the answers, let me show you how to get the answers for yourself, boo-boo. And that was the mindset that I had when I came back in 23. So I start this whole IEP program, an intuitive enhancement program. It's all virtual. And the first group, the OG group, consists of 5 women: Phoenix, Veronica, Lola, Roz, and Stacy. And they go through this whole, like, me trying to figure out how to do this. We did it on TikTok. We did it on YouTube. Then we figured out what a Google Meet was. And then we finally made it over to the Zooms.
Did any of you ever feel the effects from in the group? from like some work, like someone did some
Oh,
candle,
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah. Yep.
what physical effects, like what happened?
That was group one. Phoenix and Nakaya and Trippy and Veronica were the ones that were targeted the absolute most. So I have had this friend. His Native American given name is Miskawa.
Mm.
And I met him back in Shiv days, right? Wounded veteran, alcoholic, misogynistic piece of shit. I read his wife first, and I saw him 3 years in advance, which was healed to a degree. So when I met his misogynistic, unhealed self, when he started to come to meditations with me and Shiv, I didn't fucking like him. And in fact, I would keep the younger girls away from him. And I would tell him. I mean, I didn't give a motherfuck who he was or what I saw. Don't escort a 17-year-old girl to her car at night. Thank you, sir, when I can read your mind. So I didn't like him at first, but he didn't go away. And he listened and he did work and he improved. He did improve a lot. Got real back into his native stuff. 7 years I knew him. And so we were talking about healed masculines. And I'm like, well, the only one that I know that would come on a thing would be either Shiv or Miskawa. And Shiv was going through whatever Shiv was going through. So Miskawa came on a group and I got a heads up that one of the bitches were going to swoon for the dick when it came in. And I was under the just pure assumption that it was Nakaya. Well, it wasn't. It was. We still have all the fuckery from Tony energetically doing all the things to all the girls after they met that one time when he came to group, is they basically would go into a meditation and astral fuck.
Oh my God.
Both of them. This is going on for a little while. I'm dropping seeds. Like, I know exactly what's going on. This is not okay. I'm dropping seeds. 2 weeks before she dropped out, I called her out in group. We had another group member come in named. A similar theme with her is that we would go in and get messages, and what she wanted to do that she didn't realize she was doing and then didn't want to take accountability and recognize her own trauma that she was bleeding all over everybody, is that she would go in, find the trauma, pick it open, and walk away and think she was done. To the girls.
Mhm.
Like, we're talking like rape trauma, you know? And coming from a woman that has had her fair share of trauma. We can deal with that, but I'm not going to let you bleed that all over somebody, because that's all you're doing is you're finding the wound because you recognize it and you're walking away and you're teaching them that that's okay and that's what we're going to live in. And that's not the solution. There's no solutions. We find out in the middle of all of this that this bitch is a fucking scam artist. Scam artist. Charging motherfuckers a ridiculous amount of money for not her motherfucking work. In the meantime, I'm telling other people, go to her. She might help you understand it if you're a little bit more understand things a little bit more astrology based. Then come to find out she's fucking selling them the IEP program. She doesn't even know that we realized all of this. She left because she got called out, didn't want to walk through her trauma, didn't want to take accountability for picking somebody else's trauma up, or picking it and making it bleed and then walking away. She was perfectly happy just being a copycat. So she left. And so then M and Nakaya started to get close. She started to feed into M, which was dying in her own negativity. Dying. She would keep the girls on after group till 3 a.m. And I would come back in here, and 3 times this happened. Every time I came back in here, they looked fucking dead. She wanted them to channel. Eventually, she would hang in, and then eventually it would be like, well, can you tap in and get this? That's not what I want to hear. Tap back in, tap back in, tap back in, tap back in, tap back in. These bitches look dead.
And I did it.
And you did, yeah. And the third time I walked in on that, don't stay after. It's not going to happen. I messaged every single one of the girls that M was clinging on to like that, like a little succubus. And I was like, listen, I understand you want to help. This is kind of thing that happens and just make sure that you use some due diligence. Micaiah didn't fucking listen. She stayed in contact with M, and 2 months later, she bounced out of group, never said why, just kept it very respectful. Okay, cool. We were like, well, we understand you got things going on. We want you to come back. Want you to come back. We added her back to the group. She took herself back out. Holidays would go by. I messaged her 6 months later and she's like, yeah, the integrity of all this stuff. I'm like, okay,
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Keep going with that. Like, that's fine. That's cool. You want to believe the lie of, right? So that's group. They go through this whole thing and they don't want to leave. Like, they're like, can we keep going? And I was like, yeah. Why don't we do this? Why don't we journey off into past lives on our meets? And I'll see if I can get another group of humans, didn't matter, just all ended up being girls, to come in and do the IEP. And y'all can, do like a little sponsor, mentor type, win-win for everybody type thing, right? So they're like, okay. And that's where D comes in. And D is Veronica's mom. We're just going to get that out in the open right now. Liz, they go through the whole thing. They get to know group one about past lives and things that you can go into once you get past this. They want to stay. So I was like, well, let's do it again then. So then we have group three come in. And in group three, we have Natalie for 3 years. For 3 years, every Friday night, we get on a Zoom. We go into meditations. We go into past lives. No plan other than that.
I just have a question for today because I have never seen this woman before, and uh, it was a native woman around a campfire, and I saw the fire. I saw her sitting across from me in the fire, like across the fire, and she had black face paint on her left side and yellow on the right, but the yellow part is what I kept staring at because it was something I had never seen. The yellow part almost looked like she painted it to be like a animal because it had like spots. And I remember she had like milk chocolate brown eyes and her hair was like wavy, curly, long black hair. I don't know who this was, but this is somebody I saw today.
What happened when you saw her?
I kept focusing on her eyes
Both
through,
eyes.
well, the flame, the first I heard the fire, the crackling of the fire, and I saw the flames, and then I saw an ember actually pop. And when it popped, I looked up at it, and that's when I noticed she was sitting across from me. Across from me in the fire. And I thought, because like we were supposed to go with like my team, I felt like my team was there, but I really didn't see them, like the people in my group. But I felt like we might have been like around the campfire smoking like a pipe together. And it was nighttime and we were outdoors. There was no enclosed tent or anything. I feel like she was part of another tribe because I think I was a male and I felt like it might have been colder weather because I did see pants and a shirt and moccasins.
You in the moccasins.
Yeah, I actually saw. I was like, oh, I'm wearing shoes, so it must be cold.
Good job looking down. Good job looking down.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
anybody
this
else?
woman, I just remember, and I was like, okay, can you show me something else? Like I tried to zoom out, but they keep bringing me to her face. And then I did get a glimpse of something else, which I think ties into maybe what Anna got. But yeah, I don't know who this woman is. She was from a different tribe than mine, obviously.
Yeah,
I
she
don't know.
was.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we were supposed to be allies or trying to get together to form like against the white man. I don't know.
Look at my third eye. Okay.
You can't, it's underneath the beanie.
Focus on my third eye.
Okay.
Um,
Because there was something familiar about her eyes, Jen, and it made me think of you.
what happened before you saw her?
The beginning of my meditation.
Just simplified. No. Just simplified. What happened right before you saw her?
I'm looking at my notes. The fire, the crackling of the fire. I heard it and I saw it pop like an ember pop.
And then boom.
It just like popped.
And then
And
boom.
that's
There
what
she
made me
was.
look up and I noticed she was
There.
through the fire. Well, we were sitting around the campfire.
She didn't see her there before.
No, because I was looking down because I was supposed to be holding my people's hands. I don't know what happened once I got up there.
V, I love you, but you're not hearing what you're saying.
I know, right? I'm like, look at my third eye. Look at my brain right now.
Okay. What were we talking about earlier? They were the native people could make things happen. They did ceremonies and celebrations.
Okay. So you're saying I summoned this person?
I'm saying that she came from fire.
Yeah. So
Again.
the fact that she
again, Veronica,
It's
again. When did
it's
she come from
Sophia,
fire?
right?
No, when did she
Or
come from
second?
fire before? When did she come from fire before? Where did she come from fire before? Whose meditation was that? You froze. I was too intense.
I've seen a fire scene, but I don't know if it was my
Is that
meditation.
my scene that I saw?
Mhm.
Thank you. Thanks for. Okay, never mind.
I didn't know what I was gonna say.
She comes from fire again. So the scene that I saw, do you remember that where I saw them doing the Tina Turner? We're dancing, we're singing, right? And all of a sudden this bitch just walks out the motherfucking fire. Like,
Now that's hot.
I mean, she's something.
Was it Sekhmet?
So in February, my oldest son wanted to go to Tennessee. Phoenix had some things that she needed to do up in Tennessee. And Phoenix lives in Texas, and I live in Western New York. Tennessee is a midpoint for us. It's 11-hour drive for me, 11-hour drive for her. So we decide that we're going to go to Tennessee. There's probably going to be a ghost hunt involved in here somewhere.
Well, at the Grand Ole Opry, they don't need to know that we're doing it.
Possibly some graveyard dirt. That involves cemetery hopping. There's already 3 activities we've decided to do. By the end of the week, what I foresee occurring in Nashville is there'll be a climax in there at some point between you and I where someone's going to pee their pants.
I was thinking the same thing.
Someone's going to pee their
I
pants.
am going to die of laughter. There will be no breath left in me.
Do you have anything else that you want to add, channel, or speak to on the astrological signs for Phoenix? If you were on the news, bitch, and you were being interviewed from like CNN, whenever I ask you a question, if I was a news reporter, your face would not look too competent in whatever the fuck you been asked. I'll be like, back to you, Phoenix.
That's a real tear.
That's a win. Now, while we're in Nashville, we decide that we're going to go on a ghost tour.
Even if I'm good, but I'm bad to the bone, and I don't wanna change shit. Redneck rock star at any Waffle House, even if it is 2 a.m. Smoking joints out front, swapping good times, watching for the police creeping on by. Fist bump, country boys can't survive. We the last of a breed that don't ever die. We the last of a breed that don't ever die. Oh, we the last of a breed that don't ever die.
My name is Tom. I'm going to be your guide. We're actually not starting by talking about this building. We're actually talking about the hill that we're on. So the story starts all the way in the year 1200 AD with the Mississippians, tribe of Native Americans that were living in this area. And they sort of vanished. But, well, their genetics were later found in the Chickasaw, the Shawnee, and the Chippewa. However, flash forward to 1779, Christmas Day. That's when the Europeans showed up. And they wanted to settle this area, but, well, Tennessee was mostly for the natives. It was agreed upon in some earlier documents that it should be where the natives settled. However, there's a certain man right over there who decided that wasn't good enough. So he started kicking them out. The most prolific of which, of course, well, Trail of Tears from out east by Chattanooga all the way to out west. So the natives in this area didn't have much of a choice. But they said, you know what? Okay. But whatever you do, do not step foot on this hill. Don't go near it. Don't build anything on it. And they wanted to build on this hill. The natives, well, they tried to deter them by cutting off the Europeans' heads, placing them on spikes, and putting them at the base of the hill. The Europeans retaliated by releasing their dogs and then coming in afterwards to sort of clean up the mess. Eventually, the natives in the area were pretty much removed, and the Europeans built a Catholic church right here, which is even more insulting than you can imagine, because if you haven't guessed it already, we're standing on an ancient Native American burial mound. The bodies are still there. They're very far down, at about 6 to 9 foot tall, clay and stone walls. And the bodies themselves are actually stood upright, facing where the summer solstice sun rises. It was a big part of their belief system. That church also happened to have a graveyard there, and when they got rid of the church, they got rid of the headstones, but we have no records of them removing the bodies. We do believe that the natives cursed this land before they left for 2 reasons. First, well, traumatic events, ones that we usually find through articles and old history documents, things that were not so great that happened right here at the Capitol. You see, the Capitol was built in the early 1800s, and originally it was supposed to be made out of fine Italian marble. That's not fine Italian marble. No, that is something that is far cheaper and also, well, far easier than shipping a whole bunch of marble from Italy. It's limestone. Yeah. And, well, limestone still looks pretty good, but also it's a big deal for us. You see, limestone acts as a quartz. It sucks in energy through time, and then it releases energy. However, that doesn't necessarily mean much of anything unless you have a whole bunch of traumatic events and maybe potentially a curse in the area.
Nashville was wild. Because when I was in Nashville, I realized that I have had dreams of Nashville, not knowing that they were in Nashville. So, like, we did the ghost tour and stuff, but we also went to the Grand Ole Opry, and, like, we did, like, the touristy things. Well, we're walking in for this one tour, and it fucking hits me. There's this archway that you gotta walk through. I go to step in the archway for the tour, and I am fucking slammed back into the memory of a dream that I had about 6 months, a year prior, where it's it is identical. Except in my dream, this was the house of Satan. I don't need the tour. Thank you. Like, it was wild. And even like walking down some of the streets were like identical of dreams that I had before. So it was a wild, wild, magical time. So fast forward to June of 25.
Give me Guinness for the hardest grind. God give me no limits, cause limits for people who dreaming part-time. The line cash walk, I kick the same one to the ditch side. We ain't walking and talking, not teleporting rich pines. Grew up painting houses, now my paint on a canvas. Illustrating ideas that never existed in my presence. Started passing ones who neglected this redneck's direction. Texas taught this redneck that Red Dead Redemption. And Tennessee made me one smoky ass bandit. Survival skills like Appalachia, mainstream thought I stranded. They must be a bunch of beavers always yelling at me, damn it. But don't at me cause they can't compete with a motherfucking savage. But a turn road, hell grown, wild, wild bandit in a smooth two-tone. Superstars been stuck in the city too long. They ain't riding like that round here no more.
Y'all came up with this. I don't care what your timeline is. I'm telling you, it was 48 hours or less. And it was like, what if we all went? And then Natalie, it was Natalie, right? You were like, let's kind of see if we can do a thing.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were willing to give up your little girls' trip vacation to do some work.
Always.
And little did I know that's what you love.
Oh, yeah.
I see why now that I spent 4 days with you. It was fun.
I want to talk about the flying because I had never flown before. Like, I had flown in a little plane and it was so long ago and I don't think that it counts. So I had never flown before. And I'm like, well, y'all help me, figure out how to do this because it's a 22-hour drive one way. That's not going to happen. Okay. Phoenix says, look at this link to Frontier Airlines. You can get it for X amount of dollars. Not knowing nothing about motherfucking nothing, I was like, sold.
It's cheap.
Sold. As a matter of fact, I'm going to save an extra $75 and I'm going to fly from New York to Denver, from Denver to Austin, and then back. I'm going to fly from Austin to Orlando for a 7-hour overnight overlay and then leave Orlando, the depths of hell, to return home. This is what started the whole thing, the Mustache Man. I'm on this flight. Now I'm in the middle from Denver to Austin. I can't even tell you who's over here because I don't remember. Didn't talk to them. There's no one sitting here. Everybody's still boarding. And like diagonally, there's this guy with a like porn star 1970 mustache. I mean, just he's a whole vibe. And I accidentally made eye contact with him. And it was done from there. So he sits down because this is his seat. So he sits down. He reeks like liquor. He's clearly intoxicated. We haven't even gotten any instructions to do anything. We are, and he's already hit on the flight attendant. He drank 2 more shots of vodka and cranberry juice like a early 2019-year-old bitch up in the club, bitch. As you know. Passes out for a few minutes. gets up. He's over there mingling by the time the flight's all good to go for you to get up and use and do whatever. So at the end of the flight, when he has to come back and sit back down, he finally has the balls to say something to me. And he says verbatim, I don't even want to say it like this, but this is what he said. He's like, so you're just going to raw dog this flight?
I know that's shocking, but that's actually like popular terminology for people flying without a device or headphones.
I love that you're trying to be in his defense, but if society has picked that up, I'm going to say that is not what the fuck raw dogging means.
I know. I understand. I
was like, I didn't. So he said that, and I like looked over at him, like I made eye contact again. I was like, excuse me, like what? And then he explained himself, and I was like, oh,
you say to me?
Yeah. And then he's like, so what are you going to Austin for? And he asked me where I was from. And that was one time where I proudly said, New York, motherfucker. I did. Normally in the South, you don't want to say that. So we don't even tell them the backstory. We're just like, I'm born in Georgia. Okay. But, and then he asked me where I was going, if I had any friends, or if I was going like for business or something. I was like a little bit of both. And he's like, well, I got 3 friends over there. And like the slow motion of my head turn and then fucking locking eyes with that motherfucker. He didn't say anything else. So then right at the end of the flight, he's like, oh, I lost my phone to call my number. I am not stupid, sir. I'm not calling your number. I'm not calling your number. I seen it. So even if that's not what you want, I'm telling you, your phone is around here. You're going to be perfectly fine. So I was like, no, go ask your buddies where your phone is. Your phone was just around here a second ago, sir. I've been watching the whole flight. And then
because you're raw dogging it.
Right. I'm raw dogging it, right? This is what happens when you raw dog, bitch. So then
can't get nothing past me.
Because I didn't do it, and he wouldn't get up. Everybody, they were waiting for me in the little area of the poor ass frontier fucking flight section of Austin, Texas. Okay. Cause there's the whole nother section is segregated, but he wouldn't get up. Everybody was off. Like everybody was getting off the plane. There was like 3 other people left in there. And I was like, move.
If you don't get your motherfucking ass out of that motherfucking seat.
Yeah.
And right motherfucking now.
Right motherfucking now. And then I grabbed my raggedy ass luggage that we haven't even gotten to yet. I'll put a pin in that for later. And he's like, I'm walking off the plane. He's like, oh, no, why you got to be so petty? Bitch, I don't even know you to be petty.
What?
And then I fucking like walked out to these beautiful tall bitches, and they had a motherfucking rice, milk, something caffeinated, other something for me. And I just like embraced these bitches.
Yeah, that is a El Equinox. It is part horchata, which is rice milk, and espresso. So it's like a little bit of Texas and Jen's, lifeline, caffeine.
Lifeline. That's going to be my sign language for my husband when he can't hear me no more. Caffeine. It's not a good one. You don't want to do that in the wrong place.
Right. There's a 500-year-old oak, at least 500-year-old, that kind of canopies over my backyard. And so we spent a lot of time this trip out back.
We did 2 very small, intimate groups at this wonderful temple in Austin, Thursday and Friday. So we bonded on the porch and we did our things, but like we went straight into just doing a reading. Natalie wanted like the magic. She wanted the magic. And my dad comes through and he's like, what do you think? He said something snide, like, what do you think it's going to happen? You're just going to levitate and that's going to be that? No, pay attention to what's going on because it's the entire weekend. Friday night's gallery. There was a gentleman that was coming through. He wasn't coming through. He was standing there next to his sister. didn't have a clear visual on him. We have a whole other room of all other kinds of energies. So like he's there, but he didn't really come through. And that was who she wanted to really talk to. She had other people come through. And I told her, I'm like, I don't know who he is. I can't confirm or deny. I'm just telling you, you have a younger male that's next to you. Okay. Well, Saturday, we go out and about on the town. First of all, I'm in the back seat, so I can just take pictures of the scenery and the place, and I love it, and I don't care. I'll always do it. And Phoenix opens up the sunroof. I'm game. Now, Natalie and I did a little bit of preparation prior to this extravaganza because Phoenix was driving. So, but then I'm able to like get my camera up there, and it's like the screenshots are great. I'm getting like the other views, and I'm trying to go where Natalie's pointing and directing. And there was, I'm like shooting over this away. I'm paying attention to my own safety, bitch. She fucking turns, and I turn the camera, and she's like, there's a whole row of headlights, bitch, all coming this away.
On a one-way street.
She bangs a fucking left. Hope on a prayer, probably, that it was an appropriate way to go. I go from one end of the thing to the other end of the thing. That's the end of the scene. And I'm like, bitch, you just called on every motherfucking ancestor to hold that motherfucker so we didn't crash.
At that point, we are getting near 6th Street. Phoenix, did you tell Jenn about 6th Street?
I don't know anything really about 6th Street.
Okay.
That's all you, sister.
It's just, we're a college town. We've got a university with like 60,000 students. And then we have this like downtown area, and the row of the bar and restaurant district is really big. It's really big. And we have this one famous street where everyone like comes out onto the street, and like there's bars on either side all the way up and down the
It's
street.
like a mini Nashville.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Except now it's like, it's lively, it's chaotic, you might die, but it's I'm not.
It'll be so much fun.
We're not going anywhere near there.
I'm on this side of the back seat now, trying to stay over here.
Now.
Yeah. And then there was construction, there was traffic. So we were like stopped at certain points, and we were slowed down like really, really slow. We weren't at a stop. And her interior is dark and her exterior is light. Well, I saw the whole door. So the door's right here. This is the real physical door. And then here's an energetic impression of the door, and the door just opens. I can see
overlay.
Yeah. The energetic door just opens up. I see the white fucking trim. Dude gets in, plops in like he's in a motherfucking taxi. Shuts the door.
Gets in the back seat with you.
Yeah. And I'm like sitting there for a second until I was like, well, we have a visitor. I thought he was earthbound.
And the feeling did change in the car.
Yeah.
Like it was warmer.
We were hype before he got in. We were laughing and giggling, and we were just having fun, not really focused on anything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden someone's in the car with us, and we're like,
do I need to change the music? Are you cool with this? You want to hear something else?
And then
Very cold.
We said, you told us how he got in, and we were like, well, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. And then so they were like, y'all were like chilling up there, and I was trying to figure out, like, for earthbounds, for me, this is not a thing for everybody, but people that are not fully crossed over, they're not that easy for me to talk to. So they normally don't say anything, or somebody will come through for me on my team and explain the situation or whatever. Crickets, bitch. So I'm like, somebody's got to do some explaining to me, because there's this random motherfucker sitting next to me, and I need to know what the fuck is going on and what I'm supposed to do. And nobody said anything. And you girls were like, so anything? I'm like, nope, nothing. bitches. It was fucking barricaded. Like the whole
Literal
motherfucking
barricade.
vicinity is dedicated to this imbalanced horribleness.
Drunk people on the streets. There's bars lining the street, and all the drunk people are out on the street.
The energy is horrible. So we're at a stop at this point in time. Over here, we got all the windows rolled down because it's hot as a motherfucker. And there's this older gentleman. He's probably in his 50s, 40s, 50s, closer to 50s.
Late 50s.
Leaning on the barricade, yelling. Wife standing right next to him. Phoenix is watching out of her peripheral.
I wish a motherfucker would.
Right?
I wish I wanted to see what a 44 could do with a knee all my life. Go ahead.
Natalie does not want to make eye contact whatsoever. She is just going to listen and grasp at what she can get and hope that it's enough. I did not want to look, but he must have hit that barricade. And when he hit the barricade, number one, we all looked over because I think we all wanted to make sure she wasn't the one that made that sound. And number two, not only did I, like, the second I heard that sound, I saw when he did it before, and I saw when he was going to do it later on again that night. And then it wasn't too long after that where you were like, is he saying anything? And he like cracks a joke. And he's like, you can call me your ghostly guide, or I'm your ghostly guide. And I'm like, he's our ghostly guide. Now, the other goal of the night is the tradition that started in Tennessee, where we find a karaoke bar. We're whimsical bitches, obviously spirit guided at all costs, because fuck, I don't know who's responsible for it. I mean, I know who's responsible for it. It's over there. That's not what I meant, but you know what I'm saying. We're a handful, okay? We're stuck in the chaos trying to find a motherfucking karaoke bar. Who found the first karaoke bar?
I think I did.
Okay.
And that's, yeah.
That was
what was the first one that we went to?
So that I don't know the name, but it, like, let's say that was like on the south side. So we had to go to the south side of the city, and at that place the bartender was like, "Oh, you need to go to this place." So we went to that place, and then
okay, wait a minute. So we walk up this first place that we go to on South Side, whatever this place is, Gold Star. Number one, they were playing rap. So,
yeah. And it was a pool hall.
Yeah. And it was a pool hall. And though there was some pretty intense people in there, they were all chilling. Now, Natalie was a little out of her element. And I think we all were out of our element, but like, so I'm like, it's fine. We're going to be wherever we're supposed to be. Scan the room, bitch. Know the energy. You'll be fine. We damn near, I don't know. Phoenix walks in, hands me the keys. Like, I have to hold, yeah, like I'm holding the keys for a reason. She goes over to the bartender, who was wonderful. And the bartender's like, you can go here, but this place is ghetto. Or you can go here. This place is better.
We went to the ghetto place.
The fuck, we chose the ghetto place first. But we did.
Well, the other place was like underneath it was really good, but it was underneath like a parking garage.
Okay. So yeah, and it was a little bit further or something as well. It was something like that. So we chose.
I think they had, yeah.
And let me defend myself here a little bit. I was not out of my element. I was still trying to get grounded after our 6th Street ordeal. That was chaotic. Fair. And then I was on defense. I'm like, there's a ghostly guide in the car. I almost witnessed a man beating his wife. And now we're going to, another bar late at night. And this is a dangerous city. So that's where I was at.
It's all relative. And that's all fair because it plays a huge role. So we go to the ghetto place. right? It's not ghetto. It's not really that ghetto,
No.
but
It was
again,
really
we made
little.
a lot of wrong turns, even though there's a GPS in the motherfucking car to get to this other location. It's in a parking lot plaza like thing, a lot of big trucks on lift kits there and stuff. So we go in. Well, we're smoking. We're scanning. Natalie, I'm telling Natalie, I can feel her uneasiness. I can feel it's not uneasiness.
I'm spotting a man in the parking lot, and I have just got my defenses up. I don't trust in after midnight in this city.
Well, there's a reason for that. So we smoke and we're scanning. The place had it was an all right place. We go in there. You doing karaoke? No, we're doing line dancing. Okay. Karaoke was last night. Cool. Perfect. Thanks. So then we get in the car again and Phoenix hollered at us. She hollered at us because we were trying to find the third location, doppelgangers or some shit. We don't know what the name of it is. It's fine. But we were looking at the phones and Phoenix is like, get in the car, bitches. We'll look in the car.
Yeah.
So we make our way down to the third motherfucking
somebody had drove into the parking lot, made eye contact with me, did a U-E, and then parked right behind us. And that's when I was like, get in the fucking car.
See, I wasn't the only one on the defense.
Oh, it's all full circle. It's all relative, right? Okay. So
I'm always watching.
We're always watching at one point or another. We'll catch ourselves going down all the wrong roads. So right roads. So we go to Doppelganger's way down the way. He didn't say anything else. The gentleman, the ghostly guide, right? He didn't say anything in the parking lot before. He didn't say anything in the cool gangster rap pool hall. Cool. We get to the third one. And I don't know. How did y'all feel walking in? What? No.
When we
parallel
walked,
parked.
Oh,
Yes, you have to definitely document that because I cannot, and I had to park in a parallel parking spot. So I just got out. We did a Chinese fire drill. So Jen could park.
This was like an origami fire drill, okay? Because can you please tell the people what kind of car you have that they don't make anymore?
I have a Honda Insight, so it's a hybrid, and you press buttons. It doesn't have the gear shift.
You press a button for reverse.
But the button for reverse, you have to
thank you.
Pull in.
There was no instructions given when we did this Chinese switcheroo. So I get in, number one, and it takes me 5 minutes to find I'm sorry, the goddamn pedal.
Where's the reverse button? And I stay outside of the car. I'm just like, come on.
She keeps doing this. Yeah, we've all seen that. Me and Natalie are like, how the fuck? Well, finally, I get it in there. You can go into this one area, or you can go off to the side to the karaoke bar, and they're doing nothing but karaoke bar. They have the bar in there and everything. We go in there. We do a scan. Natalie sees the booth in the back. So we're like, okay. Did you put in your request there at that point in time?
Put her name in. She's on the list to sing.
Yep. And then we go get a Sprite.
Sprite and soda and lime.
It made it look like we were drinking. Okay.
It did.
No questions.
It made us blend a little bit better because we stuck out like sore motherfucking thumbs. All of us.
Yeah.
Ghostly guides in there. What?
Well, when we first walked in, I mean, it was kind of open because it's the big bar, and then there's an openness over here, and there's a pool table over here. So I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. And then when we went into the thing, I was like, damn, it's little. Because the karaoke part was I felt like sardines.
It was small. It was small, and there was a lot of people in there. It was fucking loud. It
was chaotic.
It was so loud. We were texting each other. We're those old fucking bitches. Can't hear a motherfucking thing. Just let me text you. Phoenix is telling me something, and I'm like, I cannot read lips. I can't do it on the Zoom. I can't do it in human life. But we didn't have to wait too long. We have to go through 4 or 5 songs or some shit. Meanwhile, dude is posted up. It's like a bar, like you step up into a booth. And so he was so tall that like he rested his arm on the top of the booth. I was on the outside, Nellie was on the inside, Phoenix was on the other side. And he just stood there. And it was fine. Everything was motherfucking fine until about a song before Phoenix came up. And I'm going to interrupt me at this point. His whole vibe changed. And he didn't even have to move. Just he was chilling, and all of a sudden we weren't chilling no motherfucking more. I look over, I make eye contact with this raggedy ass motherfucker. And I mean raggedy ass in every sense of the word. He looked, even the color of his clothing was drab and lifeless, and there was not a lot behind our eyes. What was behind his eyes was darkness, if I'm being honest. And in the second I locked eyes with him, I was like, oh, you do this. This is what you do. You come here. We're a predator. That's what we're doing. We're scanning and we're doing all the things. So this is relative back to the lesser degree of the drunk gentleman on the plane. This is a little bit more of an escalated thing. And all of a sudden, and Phoenix was like laughing and talking to me. And I was like, stone face, bitch. I'm not inviting you over here, motherfucker. I didn't mean to make motherfucking eye contact with you. And if you come over here now, there's going to be a problem because I already know what's up. So no matter what, there's going to be a problem. So Phoenix gets called up and I'm like, just go. Get my phone out. And you saw him, didn't you? When you walked up to the stage?
He was talking to the guy. And I made sure when I got off the stage or when I was done singing, he was over there by the guy. And I made sure that I went through the crowd as opposed to going around the crowd because he was over
because
there.
Jen had texted us before you went up there, like,
Not
hey,
me.
there's this guy, neck tattoo, don't make eye contact with him.
Don't. Yeah, we were not invited.
And at what point did the ghostly guide, who's still with us, say, what did he say about the guy? Or what did he say about
Nothing.
Like, didn't he alert you to him?
Well, yeah, when his energy changed, that's when I paid attention to where he directed me. He directed me to make eye contact with him. He stood in stance, like he went from chilling to now I'm working. And that I did. I texted you. I said, to the left, watch the guy with the neck tattoo. So you averted him, and he kept going over to the DJ, to the stage, to behind us, to the DJ, to the stage. And so I'm trying to record her because it's so important that she sings Bobby McGee legitimately. And if you see the whole recording, like you're center, and then I sway a little bit this way, and I lose you because I'm trying to keep my peripheral on him. She sings Bobby McGee, like absolutely. Like, everybody was entranced by her. Everybody was entranced. Even the bubble girl.
Yep.
Maybe she had a good trip.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
We're up there in golden light, like blowing us away. The whole room was like, wow, she's an angel. Like, it was magical, despite this element of danger with this man in the small room.
And despite the lower frequency that you're beaming in, bitch. That's why you captivated these motherfuckers. She was trying to unhypnotize them.
Yeah.
But the second she was done, we're like, all right, ready, let's go. Here we go.
We did.
We got home after that whole ordeal. He was still there. He said, I had to make sure that you got home. He started coming through to say he was mentioning his sister at that point.
Sunday, when we had the Zoom and we met with the family, all of these things came together.
Like, as soon as y'all started talking, I started getting emotional and I started crying. And at one point I was like, okay, I'll be right back. I had like snot like coming out my nose. I wasn't even listening to what you were saying, but I was like overwhelmed with emotion.
On Sunday, yes.
Yeah. At the moment of his transition, he was in fact at the right place at the right time, because him being in the position of a very tragic death and transition, saved somebody else's life. Like one of his main purposes was to be there instead of that other person being there and opening the door, because it had this grander ripple effect to it.